Hi, welcome back to Whimsy Crafter. I hope you all are doing great. It's been a really long time that I posted an update to a very special orchid plant that I have in my collection, and in today's video I'm going to show you an update of just that. So this is my terrace. This is the northwest corner of my terrace. I have the mango tree right above me. It has provided a very shady canopy right above my head, and if you remember last year right around this time I did something to this plant. I made a special addition to this plant. I will leave the link up here in the I button so that you can check it out. But basically what I did is I got a very special plant that was already there in my collection, but then I shifted, and because of that I actually brought along with me my plants in my new home, and one of those plants, a foxtail orchid or Rhynchostylis retusa orchid, was the one that I added to my mango plant. So here right now what you see in frame is that very plant, that orchid plant which I had mounted on this tree branch along with my husband has finally bloomed. Well, technically speaking, this is the plant that had been mounted. Soon after I mounted this plant, I got another plant of the same variety. Okay, this is also a Rhynchostylis retusa plant. I originally mounted this plant with the help of my husband, but then later on I got this, and this has bloomed this year. Okay, this is a foxtail orchid, popularly known as Kopu flower in India. This is a native of Assam. As far as India is concerned, this plant grows naturally in and around Assam, and it has traditional associations with Assam's culture as well. So this plant derives its name, that is foxtail, because if you look at the spikes of the flower, they resemble the tail of a fox, okay, in its structure, okay, the way it cascades down. If I give you a close up, you will see that few buds are yet to open, but most of the buds have opened, and it has a very sweet light fragrance to it. And I have waited very long. I mean, the wait has almost been a year long, and after a year, when one gets rewarded with such a beautiful bloom, how can one not feel happy? So I am happy, I am content beyond bounds. It is these small feats that you achieve as a gardener that makes you very, very elated. And since you are my extended family, I always take pleasure in extending my happiness to you. Now I'm certain the most obvious question that you would have for me is how to take care of these particular plants. I'm sorry for the background disturbance. There is some program going on in the neighborhood. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. It's a very windy day over here. We've just had the influence of a cyclone that has brushed past our state. Thus, this is the the remnant of that cyclonic weather. Anyway, the care of this plant is very simple. The only thing that I did with this plant is mount it on this mango tree, because this is a wild species orchid. This is not a hybrid orchid per se. Okay, this is a species orchid. This is found in nature in its natural state. I simply tried to mimic the natural conditions of this plant, the way it grows in Assam. It experiences rainfall for a major chunk of the year. All right, so it has a a hot humid type of climate. So I tried to mimic that. Kolkata is a place which has a lot of humidity. We experience a lot of humidity along with the heat. It's not dry heat. So I think that came in favor of this particular plant over here, and I mounted this plant around May. So it got the entire rainy season to get nourished. Rainwater contains a lot of nutrients, nitrogen especially. So when I mounted this plant and it got drenched regularly during the rainy season, it grew profusely. Okay, orchids do not grow at the same rate of a usual house plant, but still the growth has been phenomenal, and I will show you a clip later which will show you rather how much the plant has grown. So, you know, you will get Rhynchostylis retusa seedlings online on different orchid websites. You can look for them in Facebook groups, orchid groups, where, you know, orchid sellers are available. They range anywhere between 100 to 500. Okay, 100 rupees is for seedlings and 200 onwards is for mature, semi-mature plants. The more mature the plant is, the faster it will bloom. This one, when I got it, it was probably in the seedling stage. I could not identify it. All right. So this will take probably another year to bloom. But this one, you see, this is fairly bigger than the one that I had earlier mounted. So this probably was a mature plant, and this gave me flowers. So that is all I had to say in this video. Tell me what you think about this plant. This is the first time I have, you know, got this variety of orchid in my garden. So this is really a very interesting experience, and I have shared this with literally everybody around me who loves plants, and they are all, I mean, they are filled with questions. So I presume that you people also will be having questions for me. So let me know in the comments below what you want to know about orchids, whether you want me to make more videos on orchids, and don't forget to subscribe to Whimsy Crafter. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video useful, and as always, don't forget to tell me where you're watching this video from. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and go Whimsy. So just as I promised, here I am with another clip to show you how much this particular plant has grown. I'll show you the roots. The roots of this plant has stretched far and wide. Look at where it has traveled over the mango branch. Okay, both on the right and the left side. The growth is quite profuse. Okay, going by orchid standards. With orchids, you need to have a lot of patience, and once you are patient enough, you give them their time, they will reward you with beautiful, handsome blooms like these. Aren't they pretty? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a ton for watching. Take care.